Hi, Neil again. You're going to have to bear with me on this one because I'm on a busy main road and it will get quite noisy. But basically I'm here to do a wall tie inspection, well, a damp timber and wall tie inspection following on from a home buyer's report. So I've turned up, I've done the damp and timber. So I've came outside obviously to do the wall tie inspection. Now the vendors have stated that the work has been carried out previously. The cavity wall ties have been replaced and therefore there's no need for an inspection. And there's no relevant guarantee. They haven't managed to find a guarantee anyway. Obviously that's been lost in the midst of time. So I've asked if I can carry out an invasive inspection. They weren't too keen to start with, but I said, the problem is if I don't, I'm probably going to end up coming back here, it'll delay everything. And they said, well, we don't understand why you're doing that because it's unnecessary. Long story short, they've agreed that I can do it. Now what we can see is evidence of the new wall ties. It's just where it's been pointed up, but they're pretty sporadic. There's nothing of it, there's no pattern to it whatsoever. So it's a little bit hit and miss. So straight away you think, well, whoever's done this hasn't been the best in the world and probably haven't been too sure on what they're actually doing. So what I've said, asked the client, can I actually expose a few of the original wall ties? I just wanted to see how they'd been capped, or they might have been cropped. And they insisted they had been. So anyway, long story short, I've came outside and I'll see if I can get my torch on here, my light. So I've exposed the original tie and you can just see it there. So what they've done is they've made out that they've actually isolated the ties. They've removed the mortar around the tie and then they've either put a cap over or some kind of foam. But basically all they've done is just put a little slither of mortar on the external face to indicate that they've done that. You can see the wall tie there, it's a thing in the middle. And it's heavily corroded, there's been quite a lot of expansion on there. When you look along lengthways, you can actually see this evidence of cracking in the mortar beds. So obviously come back here and there you are. So it's just a little pointer, never take at face value what you're looking at. Yes, they might look as though there's new wall ties in there and they've done the job properly, but it's amazing how many times, the good companies would always cap off or crop them. Some of the better companies are outstanding at this type of work. But then you just get the Tom, Dick and Harry who sets themselves up, see it as a way of making a few easy bucks. And then this is what they do. So it's a bit of a con. They randomly drill a few holes, stick a few wall ties in, tell the client, right, we need to cap these. They sound as though they know what they're doing. And when push comes to shove, that's what we're left with. So, I've exposed 3 of these ties so far, and everyone's exactly the same. They haven't done any isolation work. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to let the vendor know this. They'll not be too happy, but so is life. Okay, I thought this might just be interesting to those who are doing pre-purchase surveys. Thanks a lot now. Bye-bye.